All right. So, this meeting is going to be the first successful one on the road, except for California. So, I'm excited about that. Um, I am, all right. Mary Beth is going to pull in. Um, so, I wanted to talk about something that uh, a lesson I've learned over the past few months in my search for um, what's next for me. And I want to talk about home and what is home and what is it exactly? Um, because we relate home to, where we landed when we got here and um, our family and maybe a house or a place in the country. And that's like a nest, like it's kind of like where we are. But home isn't a location. And um, I thought for a long time that I would find home. And I spent a lot of my life really trying to find a home, make a home, replace my home, and really like, where's the perfect place to have a home? What does the perfect home look like? What is it all about? And over the past several months, as I've been redefining um, my my life's purpose, opening up to really all of the power, all of the life that resides inside of me, and processing through transforming the history and working through the events of the past couple of years, like all of that has um, tossed all of that sort of up in the air. And I came to a realization that home is not a location, it's not a house, it's not the people in it. That home is actually in here. And home is an awareness of who we are and the all the things we get from home. Hopefully, in like a perfect home would be freedom, love, grace, abundance, joy, uh, all of compassion, empathy, all of that. You're lucky if you get that in your external life, but really it's given to us in here. And when we start to understand that, home is possessing as real the love for life and joy for life that is our divine nature. That's home. You can seek for home and have the biggest, most beautiful, whatever, and still not be home, and still not be grounded, and still not have peace, love, joy for life, love for life, and freedom. All of those great attributes. So home is you know in here. Home is our divine nature, and home is the display of the light and the love and the life that's within us. So we are home, and home goes with us wherever we go. And it is who we are. And it's really the reality um, of the attributes that we are as divine beings. Because as we become um, immersed in and attached to and actually living, owning the truths of peace, joy, trust, love, honor, all of these, we begin to be moving in our divine life, in our divine light. And that light glows and fills us up, and we are warm and safe and protected and loved. and provided for and nurtured, all from home, home within. The reason we don't understand this or feel it or have it oftentimes is because there's all kinds of other stuff in the way from our perceptions about ourselves and life and all of that stuff. So home, home is where the heart is, and the heart is right in here. And it starts and finishes there, because if a person has a traumatic childhood, or um, their home is gone or removed from them, or they're removed from it, or it is not nurturing and loving and supportive, then the concept of home and all of those uh, ideas are just a dream that is out of reach. And then, but it's really within here. And we don't need other people to give it to us. We give it to ourselves first, and then we share it with other people. So as we move through life, and as we're seeking, like I've been, where's my landing pad, right? I could land anywhere and be at home in here. But there is a place for me that is going to resonate with my life and my beliefs and how I love living. So that becomes the external location. But in seeking and looking, realizing as I've been going that home is here. Home, I'm at home inside myself, and I'm observing these locations and towns and places from the inside out. Not is this it from the outside in, but how does this feel for me? Does this contain how I want to be spending my days? What's most important to me in a home, or in a landing pad on this earth that I'm going to dwell within and express from. So in defining the outside thing, you really have to become keyed into what's super important to you in your life, and you have to know yourself. But that comes from being at home too, in there, because we begin to live from a root of authenticity of what is important to me, what I will be negotiable and what isn't negotiable, and why am I in love with this? Why is this important to me? And we're further defining our expression as divine creatures individually through this journey. So as we begin to settle into being at home, and if we're not, we'll go through you go through the process of getting there, but then we're observing life from the front porch of our home. So life outside of us is like a parade going by, and we're not attaching to any of it. We're observing and noticing, and then we're open to receive the message that is here for us to receive about it. And under a deeper understanding and listening to our inner voice and our high voice about the process and about where we're going and what we're doing and what's there for us. So as we deepen into this homecoming, because it's all about, all of us are the prodigal child, right? All of us are out there doing things our own way, how we've learned and been taught, until we begin to seek for more, a deeper awareness, a deeper connection within ourselves, with the divine life and love that's in us and all around us, then we begin to be more open, more open to expanding and more open to um, looking in the mirror of our life and seeing ourselves. So, we come to a place that we are no longer seekers, but we are beers, right? And until we get there, we're seeking something. And then as we evolve, and it happens over time, and as the seasons of our life go by, we become more being the truth of us and less being our persona or our concepts or ideas. We become a lot more fluid and united in the process. And in order to go on this journey, we need to enter into a deep intimacy with ourselves. Because oftentimes we're seeking for a deep intimacy from somebody else or sponsored by somebody else, or somebody's meeting us where we are, which makes us think we're intimate. But a deep, deep intimacy is a deep dive into our own soul. And I had a friend tell me once, intimacy is into me, I see. So intimacy is into me, I see, not into you. And what I see in me, I be. And that's the truth. Who we are, we are. What I see in me is who I be. And I cannot receive what I am not able to see within me. And I am not able to give what I am not able to see within me. So it's really getting deep into the who am I and what am I, and beginning to be. And it is a process. It's not like you're going to sit down and because we have we need to weed the field oftentimes, but we gain ground with every effort. We're met lovingly, right? But we enter into a deep intimacy with ourselves. We're looking deep within our own life and receiving the image of divinity that's looking back at us. And the part that we're willing to receive is the part that we can share, and it is the part that we can receive from another also. So we're at the level we're willing in receiving and giving. We're at the level we're willing to be. Like it's all, we can't be more than we are, and we're not going to be receive more than we know is real. It's not possible. So the reality is a line, and we expand it over time. So the divine nature within me, that is home. I am home in who I am. All that I need is right here. It is within me. It's mine. It is me. I am one with divine love. So as I am one, it means I am. So when we're one with something, we have blended together. And like when I drink water, it becomes one with me. When I breathe in air, my body pulls it in. It is now one with me. It goes into the fibers of my being. It goes into my cells. It oxygenates me. It is now no longer a breath. It has become me, right? So when we become one with our divine nature, our the divine love that we are, the divine life and light and that we are, we are permeated. It's not we breathing it in and we are being it, because it now is one with us, as water or air is one with our body. So excuse me. So I was thinking of an example of to kind of pull it together. um, so the divine nature is love, right? And we're love. And so water, if you think of water as love, right? So water land moves over the surface of the earth, and it's seeking the path of least resistance. So it moves over and it continues to travel this path again and again once it finds it. And you'll see that if you pour water, it'll find its way. And if you pour more water, it kind of finds the same way. Like it finds the path that it flows with the least resistance. And so, love lands into our life that way, bubbles up out of it, and begins to move over the surface of our life, following the path of least resistance. We're the resistance. So as it travels this path again and again, it carves like a rivulet, and then it carves a creek, and it moves through the seasons, right? And some seasons produce more water, so there's more depth created. And some seasons are more dry, but it is still there. And it is there when the water comes, it finds the path and goes, right? So the all the effort, all the work, all the progress, which is really revelation and surrender, because it's not really work and progress that we're doing. It's receiving the revelation that we're getting and surrendering to it, is that river, and over the course of life, the river moves slowly, gently, swiftly, powerfully through our life, carving deeper and deeper into the soil of us, moving and growing. And as the river moves and grows, it becomes a lake. And then the lake becomes an ocean. So as we're evolving, opening, receiving revelation, softening, we are expanding and returning to the ocean, because we're the drop, right? Drop from the ocean. So we become more purposeful, we become deeper, more deeply touched by the love of the divine that is within us. And that allows us to expand and receive more of what's there for us, and more love that's there for us. And then as we expand, moving through the seasons, we expand into a lake, and we begin to nurture all that is around us with this water. And then we continue to expand and grow and become an ocean, right? And cover the face of the earth, the purpose of our life. So home is the source of the water. And, the home comes with plumbing, it's the water. And it bubbles, begins to have its way. Our divine life that is innate to us, it is ours, it is what we are, begins to have, we give it sway. We begin to live more within the space of love and light, and in the present moment of now, not over here in the past, over here in the future, but living in the present now, listening and moving as we are moved to move. Now we're moving in the flowing it at pace with the river. We're not hung up on a snag of the past, and we're not trying to pump the gas to get around the next bend, but we're going with the current of the river for our life at that moment. And we are taking in the scenery all around us. And enjoying it. Enjoying it. So those are my observances for this week. As I sit here in Pennsylvania, loving every minute of it. If you have something to say, unmute. I love comments.
Greatly appreciate that illustration of the integration of the conflict of breathing in my body. Right? If I stop breathing, then I stop living, essentially. But you know, as long as I'm willing to integrate a breath into my body, I can continue to live. And that I mean, you just keep getting better and better at helping me see this thing. Like when it comes to like something like that, it just I had got stuck there for a minute while you were talking because it was just like, damn, that is so right. If I stop breathing right now, it's all over. You know what I mean? If I stop drinking water right now, it's all over. You know what I'm saying? But like those two things are so vital, but it's a conflict in there that we need to integrate this thing into us. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. Thank you for that.
Thank you, brother.
That was beautiful. It's simple, but yet I'm sure it can be difficult to just take, to take this to be home.
It can be. Try it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And it's funny because as I've aged, I mean, I turned the big 6-0 last couple of weeks ago. As I've aged, I've come to realize that the things in life and the places in life are not as important as what's in our heart.
Yes.
And it's taken time. But like you'd said, it's a process. It's not something that's going to happen like, oh, wow, Audrey said it. It must be true. Boom. It's not. It's a process, and it takes years. And I think that's the cool part about always learning and growing is that we will continue to evolve and to be the people that we were meant to be, or be the spirit we were meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you. The Grand Canyon, didn't happen overnight.
I know. I was thinking of the Grand Canyon we were talking about. It was like it carves the path. It carves the path.
And what's so cool about the Grand Canyon is there's 7 layers of type of earth. And there's sandstone, and there's clay, and there's layers as it goes down as the earth was formed, right? And so you get down to the bottom layer. It's the deep part of the canyon you go through, and it's steel. Like the stones are blacks, like shiny steel that come out of the water. So
I've never been there. I've always wanted to go. Now I want to go
we
even
start
more.
out soft, and then we run through the different layers of life, and
Cool.
get down to the
hard stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
I really think to be reminded to be mindful and enjoy the place you are in the flow of the water through your life and where you are in it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just rush through. You have a goal, or you're running, and just to say that you're wherever you are is a really great place.
Yeah.
Because you're in it and you're moving, and there's a reason why you are doing it in sections, or river, stream, lake. But it's good to be reminded to just calm down and relax and look around and look within, and to kind of just like wing it a little bit, which is what I'm doing.
Yay.
And if she said it, it's true.
If we only think we're winging it because most of the society requires planning and answers to what we're doing.
That is true.
But when
And
we
when you tell people you're like this, oh, I'm just gonna go move and do this and that, and like amazingly, most of the people around me have not even said, oh, they all say, oh, great. They're not like, oh, what are you gonna do, or how are you gonna make a living, or most of them are great. You know, you're you know, they want to do it too, but they're not doing it yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry. Again.
Is everybody's healthy this week? Yay, Mary Beth gives us a thumbs up. Good. Tommy's healthy. Okay. So we will do does anybody need energy? Extra energy? Okay. I know you're all going, yes.
I'm glad you knew what I was saying.
So we're gonna in our meditation we're gonna include that. And I'm gonna do have us move to the right and move to the left, and we don't have a big group, but you just image everyone in a circle, like loosely, right? You don't have to like name names. Okay. So get comfortable.